On the surface, the Rainbow Nation looks quite healthy. But every now and then, random bits of racism, from xenophobia attacks to Facebook rants, explodes into the spotlight. Pacsa took to the streets of Pietermaritzburg to start the conversations. Have we achieved the dream of unity?
A group of Indians will stick to its own and a group of Africans will stick to its own, which means people are not really, at this point in time, they have not really gelled racially.
I live in what's called predominantly colored community. I mean, what's that like? There's still places called predominantly colored, predominantly something. You know, that's the racist. That's racism we live in.
If I go to that area, I wouldn't go alone. I would rather have perhaps a friend who stays in that particular township, all right, if it has a different race, so that I would be more comfortable.
You know, my parents are still quite old school in their ways. Like my father and my grandfather, when they watched the rugby, there's a lot of nasty words thrown around.
It does exist. In like at work, normally it's subtle than at school. At school, it's usually like violent. It's more evident.
I mean, we get Indians coming all the way from Northdale. We've got quite a few blacks that come from over Sweetwater's way, come down now. And I mean, and then across the road, there's a lot of black people living there. And they come over here in their pajamas, even early in the morning, and buy their stuff. So they know they've got first in the queue.
When do you think we will achieve racial harmony?
I don't think we all live in harmony, but as my friend said, maybe in the next 20 to 30 years, it'll be something like that.
That is only in 21 years. It's too soon to expect this country to have settled. You know, it's a history of apartheid for years. So you can't within 20 years think that things will be solved.
Then looking at America and how long they've had their freedom, and they're still having some racial issues picked out. So we just live in hope.
Why is it taking us so long to achieve racial harmony?
Mostly it's ignorance, because abazali bethu bakhula bebodwa, right? So because of the acts that were in governments, black people are supposed to stay here, white people stay here, Indian people stay here. So in that regard, abantu abadala bakhula kuyibona bodwa. So abakwazi ukuthi okay, abelungu banje ngoba asibazi, amandiya nje ngoba asibazi, and they didn't have that chance to interact with those other races. So they believe whatever they think is right because they haven't had the time or the opportunity to go and see whether it's right or wrong.
We just live separate lives and we really don't know much about each other.
Ukuthi nabantu abamnyama isikhathi esiningi sibuye singazithembi. Sithathe ngendlela yaqala ukuthi abantu abamhlophe babe ngcono kunathi.
We still live in the shadow of our mothers and fathers, of how they have been treated as if it's still happening today.
There is place for white men, but they are not shows that they are separating us. But we live in all. But you saw sometimes things that no, it's not right. It shows that it's a white guy, is a black man. You know how white people do.
Do you think racism is rife in Pietermaritzburg today?
I haven't noticed so far, but you can see.
No, not when I'm in Martizburg. I don't experience a lot of it.
Doesn't worry us.
Nah, we don't think much about it, man. Yeah. Those days are gone now, I think.
Yes, I think it does.
I also think it does. I think racism exists throughout South Africa.
A lot of comments, aggressive comments between races, between white and black. And if you go on YouTube, you see this kind of videos. Black person and a white person fighting for just small. They use those K words and they start fighting,
Kwezi sikhathi kukhona ukusebenzisa ngathi asixhasani ngoba kodwa uthole ukuthi ukwenza kwama action kwezinye indawo isekhona leyo nto.
What causes people to act in a racist way?
Ngasho ukuthi kwabantu abaningi bathi lamathuba omsebenzi angaveli kubantu bakhona abahlala kule ndawo avelela bona abantu bokuhamba yabo. So lokho kuyabanyakazisa abantu yabo, yabashintsha nje kakhulu.
People don't want to take the time to just learn about other people or learn about other things. They just want to be, no, I know this, I'm staying here, it's over.
Racism is a human response, and once we learn to basically handle that human response, accept it, live with it, and carry on, we can carry on.
I think the main problem is people believe that racism depends on a difference in color, whereas racism, it depends on people's history, culture, heritage, things like that. And in that respect, the most racist people are black people. Because there's the whole Zulus and Xhosas, Sutus and Tswanas, it's always there.
Share your personal experiences of racism in Pietermaritzburg.
We came first, so we must go. It doesn't work like that, I said. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. You came first. We're all standing in a line. If you're standing in a line to go and pay for something, you must wait.
Waba nokukhuluma i-Afrikaans, so I don't understand the Afrikaans. Then mina ngamphendula ngesingisi ngamtshela ukuthi those days are over. You don't have to do that. Sina now sihlala kwi-country free, so you have to join the queue. Then wase I join again.
Wait for your turn. Now because you are white now, I must say yes, ma'am, yes, sir. The sir and ma'am days are over now.
I went to buy a cappuccino on one of the Saturday mornings, and the owner is Indian, Muslim Indian. The line was full of African men and women standing there, but an Indian man just walked in and walked straight to him, and he got served just like that. It may have been below the conscious level on his part, but that says something. Why did he not ask us whether we wanted to be helped or not? He just stayed there and looked at it. He didn't even say a word to us. Because for me, as a shop owner, he should have been at least courteous enough to greet us and say, we will be helped soon. He just looked at us as if we were there by mistake.
One guy just whispered to me and said, you're not supposed to be here. I said, why? What? He said, look around you. And when I looked around me, there were only these people, if I can say, the older generation of white people, and they were not happy that I was there.
When I worked at an ISP and speaking over the phone with regard to a person that was white, she was very racist to me, and she did say, why don't you go back to India?
I haven't. I have been very fortunate. I've seen things happening, but I switched myself off to that type of thing.
I was in this flat, but the minute I showed my ID document, which had a different surname to what they expected, they said, no, the flat is not available.
Guy just went past with his car and said kafir to a whole lot of us who were chilling on the side of the road. So,
personally, I had a white lady last night, walk up to us. She was filling out forms for the simplex that we live in and whatnot. And amongst doing this, I needed to grab my email address, which was on my phone and WhatsApp. I pull it out and and she tells me to be careful of social networks and stuff like that. So obviously I ask why, and she says that her husband got hacked or something. They hacked into his WhatsApp via emails. I don't know how, whatever the story was. But at the end of the day, she was like, "Yeah, these bloody blacks, eh?" And I was confused as to what the hell that is, you know. And continue to ask her, what do you mean by just blacks? And she's like, yeah, no, these bloody blacks, they all this criminal activity, which is sad because it is true. Black people and criminal activity, hey, that's what. But I continue to ask her, do you realize that you're talking to a black person? And she thought I was colored. So it was really awkward after that.
Those nurses were doing everything in their power to actually take care of the patient. And the Indian family could not appreciate that, and instead they just came out with racist remarks, which was later reported to a senior staff member who, because she was also Indian, defended that situation, and she didn't take any discipline against them. It was quite unfair.
My 10-year-old would sometimes come back to me crying and saying that, Mommy, so-and-so has called me a monkey, or has called me some derogatory word or something like that. And you can see, if a 10-year-old is saying something like that, it means it manifested from somebody older than him.
I have lots of people looking at us, staring at us, and you can see the questions in their eyes.
Alan has experienced it because somebody picked up that he was a foreigner, a black person, kind of said, oh, you need to go back over the sea or whatever.
but it was a very isolated incident.
What can be done to destroy racism once and for all?
Celelo eSouth Africa kakhulu kubaphathi abaphethe ubone kufanele ukuthi mhlambe bakhiphe abantu abazobheka mhlambe njengasenkampanini ukuthi ngaba abantu baphatheke kanjani emsebenzini la besebenza khona ngabe kuphi ukuhlukumezeka okukhona ngaphakathi enkampanini ngicabanga ukuthi mhlambe kuma ngenziwa lo inspection mhlambe kungahambe iphele i-racism
kulabo becindezele abamnyama angazi bangatholakala lapha abantu abangabasiza ukubalapha ngoba lifana nokugula umuntu obambelele entweni engasile eyayimphilisa imbeke esimene esingcono okudala kuthi mase iphela leyo nto sengena indlela entsha kuyakufuneka indlela ethize yokuthi asizakale ngokwengqondo kususwe lokhu kugula.
This is why I'm in a struggle against injustice to fight all discrimination and all racial lines, and I believe that even the Roads Must Fall campaign initiated by students in UCT is a campaign that must continue.
Abamnyama ke bona bangasizwa ngokuthi ihlala liphindwa iphupho longasekho utata uMandela lokuthi wayenesifiso sokuthi sigcine siyisizwe sifana nothingo lenkosazana iphindwe leyo nto njalo ukuthi noma kugujwa imikhosi ethize ehambisana nezombusazwe njengo June 16 no Sharpeville nokunye kugujwe kodwa kungagujwa egameni lokuthi sikhumbula amanyala kugujwe kusekelwe ngesimo sokuthi sakhe iNingizimu Afrika yaphambili manje.
It's like a religion or a culture or tradition. Some people don't know what certain things are done for. If I have a nephew, he's 7, and my brother is teaching him about apartheid and Mandela and things like that. But the way he's teaching him, he's not saying this is what happened, they were bad, they were good, this is the fight and everything. He's telling him in a subjective manner. Or would say, no, this is what happened. You can decide whether what was good, what was bad. But this happened.
People say love thy neighbor. It means love thy gay neighbor, love thy white neighbor, love thy Indian neighbor, black neighbor. Like everyone needs to chill.
In schools, mostly in primary schools, you need to start teaching the small kids about one another's race, one another's religion.
Sisukuthi umuntu ongazange wahlupheka ngeke azazi ukuthi umuntu esuke la isuke khona ususwe yini. Mina njenganami ngikhule ngihlupheka ngiyazi ukuthi ngisuke from Hardin ngaza la eMartizburg ukufuna umsebenzi.
Mhlambe kungakhona mhlambe inkampani ethize yabo engathi mangabe ivula ukhona inkampani ethize iqashe abantu belingana yabona ngenhlangano engathi ngoba abantu abamnyama uzoqasha abantu abamnyama kakhulu abamhlophe bebancane yabona nje bonke abantu beqashwe ngokulingana nje mhlambe ileyo nto leyo ingakwazi ukuthi ivimbe ukuthi hayi sekubonakala ukuthi hayi manje ke ayisho sesiyalingana ngempela yabona nasemsebenzini seyababhalansa yabona abantu abasebenzayo.
What is your personal approach to life in a racially diverse city like Pietermaritzburg?
Igazi liyafana, pride is same. Pride is same. Also umuntu ngoba uzothola lutho baba. Well, you know what, they're still ruling the country. They're not ruling the country. The black man is ruling the country. You're going to go now according to what the black man says. If the black man says you sit. If you say you must stand, you must stand.
I mean, I get upset with people whether they're black, white, Indian, whatever, if they're doing something. I'm a driving teacher as well, so if whoever it may be, whatever color their skin is on the road, they'll irritate me if they do something silly.
I can speak 4 languages. I love it. I'm colorblind. I don't see colors.
I'm gonna be honest. There's some times where I think, just some of these Indian guys or some of these colored guys or some of these white guys, it's just this. They seem to just think the same way, but I may be wrong. But it's not just about challenging other people. It's about challenging yourself to stop what you see.
Even me personally, I may have done some things that were discriminatory in a sense.
I can be pretty racist myself, I'm yeah, you can. That's what I observe things and I say things and I think things, and it's only because of what I observe. that I get to that point.
But I grew up in mixed race schools, and my best friend growing up was Zama Gabela.
I've had a white girlfriend in the past, so it is kind of difficult for some people to relate with that.
How should people deal with everyday racism?
It's something I see in my family or the people that I've grown up with. Like, because of the way that they've been brought up, they have certain norms in their minds. Like, some people believe that Indians always have money and they're trying to cheat black people. Some people believe that all colors are violent and they will break dishes whenever they get mad, etc., etc. And it's just, I have all these other races as friends, and I know that's not true. It's like saying not all black people are loud. I know some of them are not. Some of those things are not true.
Now, now racism is just an excuse. Just an excuse. No, I'm not where I should be. It's this racism. It's this, yes, there's things that are keeping us down as a people because of where we started off. We are worse off. But that's not the only thing that's keeping us. The economic system. If we focus on the racism and not the resources, then we'll always be on the race and not get the resource.
The prejudices that we have. Everyone says, amaXhosa ayajele, abaZulu badelele, abelungu banje, amandiya anje, etc., etc. You don't know that. I mean, sure, most of them might be, but that doesn't mean everyone is. And because of that, if you keep learning and you keep seeing these things, then you realize that no, these things can change. So the more we target in teaching and we take away ignorance in the children, then they'll grow up knowing these things, and then over the course of generations, it might end.
If you want to change something, it's got to obviously start with you. So I think the first step towards that would not be playing victim. You don't let people make you feel any smaller than
Oh no, you said I'm black,
don't be a victim of it.
Whenever my parents or my relatives or someone else like that or my friends say, hey, no man, colors are crazy because they have 2 blood types, so that's what. And I'm like, no, you haven't met all the colors in the world. You can't say that about every color or every Indian, etc., etc., etc. So I try as much as I can to challenge everything, so much so that people think I like fighting. But I just like making people think. If you're going to say something, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I want to hear how you came to that.
As long as there are people of different races, racism is just inevitable at that point.
By nature, all humankind are racist.
Politicians who say they stand for multiracialism, in rhetoric and in certain corners, social context, they make pronouncements that are racially divisive.
It's not the race that will change you. It is what you make of your life that will change the situation. No other person can change your life for you. No other race or seeing a person's race as an obstacle is never going to change the world. It's never going to make things better for you, me, or anybody.
I feel that all the people who practice racism or who express racism, whether subconsciously or on purpose, you should think about everything you say, about everything you think. To the point where sometimes, sure, you might want to talk to yourself in your head. You're not crazy, you just need expert opinion every now and then. So think about what you're going to say, think about what you're going to do, and how it affects not only you, but everyone else.
Maybe it's okay to just be racist in your head at times and just keep it there. You don't always need to be,
outside
in people's faces and trying to prove a point. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody better than anyone. We all know this. We all the same, sort of, kinda, not really. But I mean, hey, there's no way of going forward unless you, look at yourself and criticize yourself first and foremost.
Sleeping